Hey guys, Admiral Seabass coming back to you with an announcement. We are going to have a new YouTube war for this game, Global War 1985. We are going to play Scenario 3, which is the entire game, the entire map, all 7 major factions. In the rulebook, it is affectionately called the Global Thermonuclear War Scenario. Little homage there to the 1983, I believe, movie War Games. So, I wanted to announce that we are playing. This operation will be called Operation Failsafe. Operation Failsafe. So, who is going to be playing who? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you right now. And you can see here I've got the build plates for the factions lined up in turn order. So, let's start at the top. Warsaw Pact will be played by a gentleman playing his first ever game of Global War 1985. That will be Sky Marshal. We're super excited to welcome Sky Marshal officially to the Global War 1985 community. He's been working hard to get his game together. So he will be joining us as Warsaw Pact. As NATO, announcing Flak 88 will be playing NATO. You saw Flak 88 in Operation Fulda Gap. He was part of the victorious Warsaw Pact alliance, but now he's switching sides to what we call Team Blue and the NATO alliance. Third, playing Soviet Global Command will be yours truly, Admiral Seabass. Yes, I will be playing Soviet Global Command, and I'm excited to do that. It's a fun faction to play. And you can see here I've been working on the Soviet Global Command setup as well. Fourth, playing United States Global Command will be Ozark Outpost. He will join Flak 88 on Team Blue. Good friend, and I was happy to play with him in Operation Fulda Gap. Excited to see him get out of Europe. He's only played Warsaw Pact and NATO in all the games he's played, at least all the competitive games he's played. So very excited for him. Fifth, playing Soviet Far East Command will be Knights Templar. Knights Templar also joins Team Red and completes the Warsaw Pact Alliance. So Knights Templar, it's been a while since he's played in a YouTube war. So we're happy to welcome him back to the game and to team up with me and Sky Marshal for Team Red. Playing United States Pacific Command is the War Doctor. The War Doctor is new to YouTube, but not new to this game. He was the co-designer with me, or assistant designer with me on this game. He's got a setup going, which he's going to have a video very shortly showing his setup. So we're excited to welcome him to the game. And that completes Team Blue. And last in the turn order, and playing China, will be Captain G. Captain G was also recently in Fulda Gap, teaming up with Flak 88. And so Captain G's never played China. He's excited to give it a chance. And that rounds out the 7 factions for Operation Failsafe. We are going to play with a couple of optional units. So that's too far. Anyway, on the left, we have a new optional unit that's never been tested before. And so this will be the first test. This will be the short-range ballistic missile. So you see here we have a Soviet sculpt and a French NATO sculpt here, which we'll be using for all of the factions. The short-range ballistic missile will give us a little bit of threat projection a couple of zones out. These can, I don't remember all the stats off my top of my head, but I do know you can only buy 1 per turn. They have to shoot from 2 zones away. And when they shoot, they're not expended, but you get to use, the ordnance they shoot in regular combat. And they are plussed up, or they can use chemical weapons. So if you're using chemical weapons in an attack, these will be double dice. I believe they attack at 5, and I think they cost 5, and you can only buy 1. I could be wrong about that. Probably am wrong about that. But we're going to limit to 1 purchase per turn. We kind of learned a lesson with rocket artillery in the last game that when you introduce a new unit that's a very powerful offensive unit, especially, you might want to limit the purchase initially. And so, anyway, these do have first strike in regular combat, and I think, more importantly, these can do facility strike. I think they do a 1d3, which is either 2, 3, or 4 damage to a facility, and again, from 2 zones away. And with Kim Complete, that would be +1, so it would be 3, 4, or 5 with Kim Complete. So anyway, looking forward to testing these out. The only other optional unit we are playing with is the ASW helicopter. We absolutely love these. In fact, I don't ever not want to play with them. We're making a few changes to these, and these will be the final changes we make to them. We are going to require they be taken last as air superiority casualties in combat. That's because these have been started to be used a little bit as aerial meat shields. So you take these into a naval battle, especially with an enemy sub present, and with enemy air superiority fighters or fighters present, and then you just use these as the air casualties. So we're going to require they be taken last. We're also not going to let the enemy auto kill these. We're going to let these retreat. So the enemy can't auto kill them anymore, but they can shoo them off ASW Air Patrol. With that said, we think these are ready to go, and I've already talked to Doug, and we're talking about a Q1 release for this expansion. And Doug's got all kinds of pieces out now. So I would say if if you're thinking about buying some of the ASW sculpts that he's released already, like this KA-27, the SH-60, we're going to have an expansion out that includes those shortly. So just keep that in mind. With that, I want to say one more thing. So you see here, I don't have the entire board set up. Why not, Chris? Well, when you play the entire scenario and you play it like over a YouTube war, there's limited interaction between this side of the board and this side of the board. You see these borders here? Those are what we call the command borders. And you see it has the roundel for the U.S. Pacific Command and the Soviet Far East Command. Basically, when you're moving from one command area to another, you have to stop in the sea zone the first sea zone or land zone that you move into in the other command. You can still combat move into here, but it can only be into here, or into here from I-16 as an example. So what that means, and that's for balance purposes, a lot of the design choices we made with the commands was basically to protect China and to stop the Soviets from being able to easily just crush China early in the game by the Soviet Global Command, basically giving all of its units to FEC, Soviet Far East Command. So we want to make that a little bit harder. So anyway, what that means is that I don't have to set up this entire side of the board. I just need to be mindful of maybe 3 or 4 zones east of my border with the Soviet Far East Command, but I don't have to set up the entire board. So I'm not going to do that. Some of the guys are because they want to, some of the guys aren't. Like you'll see War Doctor only has the Pacific side of the board set up, but just another, I think, user-friendly feature of this game is, if you want to play scenario 3, which is, takes up, in this case, the entire 4x8 map, you don't have to set up the entire 4x8. You can definitely get away with only setting up this side of the board or that side of the board, and you'll see that play out in this game. All right, so let's end you back here and say we are super excited to bring you Operation Failsafe. This will be starting here in the next couple of weeks. The other guys are going to do some intro videos as well, so please look for those. I'm going to link everyone to their channels in the comments here. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Also, please subscribe to the other guys. Take care.